Welcome to the Minnesota Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Before we get started with our presentation, just a few quick housekeeping items. The first is that attendees are welcome and encouraged to ask questions to the panelists at any time utilizing the Q&A feature. You can ask a question to a specific presenter or a general question to any and all of our presenters. Also, your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists will not be able to see or hear you. There are additional sessions tomorrow, so please feel free to sign up for them at the same website where you signed up for this evening session. And about 1 week from today, a recording of this session will be available on that same registration website. Without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce our first presenter, which will be the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design.
Thank you so much. Let me just get my screen shared. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. All right, my name is Sarah Sutterfield. I'm a senior admissions counselor at the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. One thing you should definitely know about mine is that we are a single building campus located in the historic Third Ward District. It is the primary arts district. Being an old converted auto factory is pretty cool. So 5 floors, a very industrious working space for you. We have 5 majors, Bachelor of Fine Arts earning only, and they are interior architecture and design, product design, new studio practice, which is our fine arts major, it's interdisciplinary, illustration and communication design. We have about 930 students total, so we have a very small program. Your class sizes are around 18 students to 1 faculty member. 1/3 of your curriculum will be liberal arts. So that's art, history, writing, humanities, and sciences, while 2/3 of your courses will be in your major of study and choice. Studios are available beginning your sophomore year, individual studios, I should say. And a little bit about me, I'm a Maya alumni and I'm originally from Lawrence, Kansas, which is a big university town. You're gonna be hearing from KU later. Rock Chalk Jayhawk all the way. But for me personally, I was definitely interested in furthering my art career and my design practice. And so I was looking for a more specialized opportunity for myself, as many students do. We have a bigger university close by if you do want that kind of feel, which is really great. Marquette University, so you can have a business minor through Marquette and also take some different classes, psychology, intramural sports. You can also go to the Marquette Clinic in case you're sick. So it's cool that my students have access to that. Of course, we have study abroad opportunities. We are also an ACAD school. So if you know the other major art schools, you're probably thinking of a couple names. We are all connected. So if you wanted to attend MIAD, but then maybe junior, senior year, go to New York and study at a different ACAD school to get that experience and network there, you can do that for the cost that it is to attend MIAD, which is pretty tight. Our MIAD students are very focused on internships, and not only that, but their career and how they're going to achieve that career and how do they do that when they're in school. So we help students with the Innovation Center, our Career Services Department, as well as faculty and staff all the time. Small school equals a big support system. For the presentation here, I said that these are Maya dorms, but they're really 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartments with full kitchens that are right across the street from MIAD. They're gorgeous. You will live in these the first year if you are an out-of-state student. We also have, again, those personalized studios for you beginning sophomore year in every single major. And we have facilities that are second to none. So one of the largest printmaking studios in the Midwest, a 10,000 square foot wood shop, emerging technology center with technology I'm not even up to date with, 3D printers and laser cutters and CNC machines, as well as a sculpture lab with its own foundry, 3 types of welding on campus. I mean, you kind of name it, we got it. Digital is also there with like the green screen, Cintiqs, lots of technology available on campus. Our application to apply is free, so it's always free. You don't have to ask for a fee waiver. And we require 3 things. So we require the application on SlideRoom, the portfolio that you will upload to SlideRoom of 10 to 15 of your strongest and most recent works. Again, this is as you are a senior applying, and an unofficial copy of your high school transcripts so that we can see your GPA. Every student admitted into MyEd receives a scholarship to attend, and out-of-state scholarships begin at $16,000 per academic year. So if this is sounding interesting to you, please ask me questions in the chat. I'll be filling out some things as well. I guess ask questions in the Q&A, sorry. And then I'll be putting information in the chat so that you can reach out. Today and tomorrow, MyEd is also hosting Meet MyEd, so it's an early college prep webinar series. So I'm actually presenting Friday on portfolio development. So if that is your jam, please reach out. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design. Our next presenter this evening will be the Northland Community and Technical College.
Everyone, my name is Nick Thompson. I'm an academic advisor and admissions representative from Northland Community and Technical College. And we're located in Northwest Minnesota. And we have two campuses, one located in East Grand Forks, Minnesota, and one about 50 miles east of there in Thief River Falls. Between the two campuses that we have approximately 90 different program options. And so to make it easy, we kind of break those down and we talk about them by division. So for the most part, we've got trades programs. We're recognized as a College Center of Excellence for our trades programs, construction trades, for carpentry, construction electricity, HVAC, and plumbing. We also have a welding program and a brand new mechatronics program that rolls out kind of to service the automation industry. We do liberal arts education as a community college. We offer the first 2 years of a general college education on the way to a 4-year bachelor's degree. So if students don't have a for sure idea of what they want to get a bachelor's degree, they can still get started and gain some ground and move towards a bachelor's degree without having to declare a major and save a little bit of money along with that whole process. The next programs we would like to talk about are our allied health programs. We're recognized as a College Center of Excellence in the state of Minnesota for our allied health programs. And college-wide, our largest enrollment program is going to be nursing. And we offer a practical nursing degree. We also offer a registered nursing degree from Northland, but we also have a bridge program with Bemidji State University, which is also in Minnesota for a BSN program in nursing. So that's kind of the way we're set up. With that being said, we do have a handful of other allied health programs that are not nursing specific. We have physical therapist assistant, surgical technology, we've got occupational therapist assistant, respiratory therapy, pharmacy technician, and radiological technician. So those are the programs that are going to fall under our allied health division of programs. So that's kind of what we're doing there. So trades, liberal arts, allied health, and the last division of programs that we have are our business and technology programs. So we've got a 2-year degree for computer and network technology. We've also got a degree in cybersecurity, which is brand new and has been rolled out. We've got farm operations and management because we are in the rural Midwest, and there's a lot of production farming that's happening in our area. We've got business, technology, accounting, and with the nice thing about a lot of our business programs is that they have switched to a new multimodal delivery model. And that means students can come on campus if they'd like. It means they can shift to an online delivery if they like, and they can go back and forth along with the instructors. So however it suits them best is how we want to be able to deliver that education within that division. Okay. As a member of the Division III Junior College Athletic Association, we have athletics. For women, we have volleyball, basketball, softball. And for men, we have wrestling, basketball, baseball, and trap for both men and women. So we have college athletics at that level in the NJCAA. We've been recently, last year, our women's team was the only team to play in their national tournament. So that was kind of a cool selling point for us with everything that happened at the end of last spring. So with that being said, we do have campus housing on our Thief River Falls campus. In East Grand Forks, we do not have campus housing. And so what we do is we put together a list of renters in East Grand Forks and Grand Forks, and we put that into our students' hands, and hopefully they're able to find something suitable to their living standard. We have a virtual tour that is available online if you're at a distance and the travel seems like a burden. You can visit www.northlandcollege.edu, and you can take a look at our campuses through our virtual tour. And that's essentially the spiel that we have about Northland Community and Technical College.
Great, thank you very much, Northland. Our next presenter this evening will be St. Norbert College.
All right, thank you. Let's share the screen. All right, hi everyone. Like we said, my name is Eric Wagner, an admission counselor and also an alum of St. Norbert College. St. Norbert is located a little less than 4 hours east of the Twin Cities here in De Pere, Wisconsin. There's about 2,000 undergraduate students on this gorgeous campus that call this place home. And our campus is within walking distance to restaurants, bowling alley, place to go out at night, coffee shops, and a lot of other things. Also, just 5 minutes away from Green Bay, which is the third largest city in Wisconsin. So a lot of great internships and things to do. St. Norbert is a liberal arts college, and more importantly, we're Norbertine and the only Norbertine college in the world. So I say that's pretty much our most unique aspect about us. The Norbertines are similar to the Jesuits or Benedictines. They're a Catholic ordained group of men and women that live in abbeys around the world. And one of the 4 abbeys in the US is here in De Pere. While the Jesuits are known for their education, the Norbertines' main pillar is service. As well as known for 2 values, radical hospitality and communio, or a deeper intrinsic value of community. Radical hospitality is something you really need to experience to understand. It creates a campus culture that is inclusive of where everyone feels welcome. It encourages students to respond to the needs of the local and global community. So although not required, 89% of our students are involved in service throughout our 4 years. I also get this question quite a bit. As a Catholic college, I'd say quickly, it's not required to be Catholic and attend St. Norbert. About 50% of our students self-select as Catholic. And as a private college, we're just proud that we can bring all faiths into our educational setting, and as willing as a student is interested in that. I'm a Catholic schoolboy since 1st grade, and I had a freshman roommate at St. Norbert that had no clue that old St. Joe's Church, which you can see on the picture, was even on campus. Going back to communio, it plays a part in our tight-knit campus. 98% of our students live on campus all 4 years, which means we have a very active campus. From one end of campus to the other, it takes about 5 minutes to walk. And your living options on campus, because it's required all 4 years, range in quite a few options, from traditional residence halls to townhouses that are right on the waterfront, apartments with vaulted ceilings and fireplaces and underground heated parking here in Northeast Wisconsin is kind of nice. And everyone tends to be on campus all the time because, again, everyone lives right on our campus proper of about 80 or 90 acres. We have a ton of clubs and organizations to get involved in, of course, while you're here: academic, faith, service, Greek life, fraternities and sororities, special interest groups, intramural athletics. If you're an athlete, we have 23 NCAA Division III teams, including men's hockey, which has won 5 national championships in the last 12 years. So for a lot of our teams, we like to win a lot, and it's fun to watch. When it comes to academics, we have over 80 programs to choose from. Most popular programs: the sciences, business, education, communications and media studies. Our pre-professional tracks like pre-law with our 3+3 program with Marquette, pre-med, PT, OT, PA, nursing, and a lot more. Average class size, 19 students, all taught by faculty. Our faculty's #1 priority is working and meeting with students. you'll have the opportunity to research alongside them starting freshman year. They'll also meet with you as academic advisors. All of our academic advisors are faculty. We actually cancel 2 class days every semester where you have to meet with them, usually between 20 to 45 minutes, to talk about the full 4-year paradigm and also how the rest of your campus experience is really going. They help you select courses for that next semester, prepare for studying abroad, which over 1/3 of our students study abroad every year, and keep you on track for that 4-year guarantee, which we offer. It's really helpful to have, especially a coach who's your faculty members who you can work with about what's going to happen after you graduate in grad school, med school, or straight into the workforce. As far as facilities, it's a really great time to be looking at St. Norbert College. We've completed over $150 million in renovations to campus in regards to our facilities, all privately donated by friends and alums of the college in the last 10 years. So we have a brand new library, athletic facilities like an all glassed in swimming pool, football stadium, multifamily fitness and sports center. Our cafeteria is ranked number 1 in Wisconsin and number 4 in the nation for best food on a college campus. And the largest renovation we had was our Gale Mulva Science Center, which houses the Medical College of Wisconsin. It's a pretty amazing partnership we have with them, and SNC is the smallest college in the country with a medical school on campus. So with sharing a lot of our research and facilities, shared, areas of interest with them, it really helps for students, especially in the sciences, looking to go on to that next place. We're open for campus visits. We've actually been open since last June with 1 family per tour guide. We obviously have all of the virtual options on the website as well. If you're looking to check that out, and the drive might be just a little too long right now, and would love to see you on this side of the state of Wisconsin. Thanks.
Thank you very much, St. Norbert. Our 4th presenter this evening will be the University of Kansas.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Laura Nelson. Hopefully I'm talking to quite a few future Jayhawks this evening. Quick background about myself. I am from Eagan, Minnesota, and I am a KU graduate. Graduated back in 2012 with my degree in interior design. Absolutely love my time here. So it's truly a passion of mine to get to work with you guys and talk to you about KU. If you want to take a little photo of the screen, that is my email and contact information if you guys have any follow-up questions later on. A little bit about the University of Kansas. We're located in Lawrence, Kansas. From the Twin Cities area, you're looking at about 7 hours straight south in the car, so it's really not too bad. Size-wise, I consider us to have an awesome sweet spot. We have 19,000 undergraduate students. So for me personally at KU, that was a really nice number because it was large enough to where there's always something to do. There's so many clubs to join. I felt like there was just endless opportunity for ways to get involved and do research. But also it was small enough to where I would always, see people on campus and make friends. So if you're looking for that quintessential college experience, but at kind of that mid-size level of students, KU is going to be a great fit for you. You'll see some other numbers up there in terms of, test scores and GPA averages. About 3/4 of our classes do have 30 students or fewer as well, which I also think is a great aspect. We offer a variety of class sizes, so we do have those larger lecture halls, but honestly, I can speak from experience that a lot of your classes will be around that 30 student mark. 40% of our students do come from out of state, so you're not going to be with all students from Kansas. We have a really diverse student body representing all 50 states and over 100 countries on our campus. Obviously, you've probably heard us talk about a lot of the same things at different schools, but I want to kind of focus in on three things that set KU apart from other universities. So the first one we'll start with is that we're part of the AAU. That stands for the Association of American Universities. I personally did not know what this was when I went to KU, but it's a super, super important aspect of what we're able to do as an institution. We are one of only 36 public institutions in the US that are a part of this group, and Kansas is one of the founding members. And what this means is when you think of all of the money and funding that institutions are able to receive, those schools that are part of the AAU receive over half of that research funding alone. So what that allows us to do is at KU, we attract some of the best faculty from around the world. I specifically like to mention Brian McClendon, who invented Google Earth, comes back and teaches at KU at the freshman level, which is super, super cool. And it also allows us to have research opportunities for freshman students. So you don't have to wait until you're a graduate student to get involved in a lot of these opportunities. Along with that, we do offer over 400 fields of study. I'm not going to go through them, but just know that likely we do have what you're looking for. So please keep that in mind. Second thing I want to discuss is just our town where we're located, Lawrence, Kansas. Sarah gave us a little shout out there too. We are a top 10 college town. We're named in the top 10 every single year. It's just a wonderful, welcoming, diverse, vibrant place. And you will feel it the second that you step foot on our campus and downtown. It's a town of about 90,000. We have tons of live music if you're into that. The photo shows our downtown area, which is Mass Street. So if you guys are like into basketball and see the live streams after the game, that's where a lot of folks gather and celebrate. There's tons of shopping, local restaurants and things like that. If you're into outdoor activities, we have hiking trails, biking trails, kayaking. We're really close to a lake, which, being from Minnesota is definitely a good thing about Lawrence as well. And then just the Jayhawk identity. We are the only place that you can go to be a Jayhawk. We have so many different opportunities to, really create your crew. And that's going to start in your living community, whether you choose a dorm. We have something called a scholarship hall, where you're able to live in with smaller groups of students. We have sororities and fraternities, which are really popular on our campus. Alumni, we're located in the middle of the US, so that's definitely a perk for us. We attract students from all over, and therefore our alumni are everywhere. So really, Jayhawks are always going to be helping Jayhawks. If you ever go to the airport or even out to the grocery store wearing a sweatshirt with a Jayhawk on it, I guarantee you're going to get a rock chalk, and that's something that's just really special to experience. Also, over 600 clubs and organizations to get involved in. There really is something for everyone. So my best advice is to just join something. You don't have to be good at it, but just get involved, and it's a great way to meet people when you get to campus. And then I'll wrap up just with some important dates and deadlines. July 1st is when our application does open. We do have just our regular KU app, and we are also on the Common app. We do encourage you to apply early, as our housing application will open in October, and our early action deadline is November 1st. And if you guys have any questions, just throw them in the chat. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, KU. Just a reminder to anybody who joined us late, please feel free to send any questions you may have to our panelists using the Q&A button. Up next is University of Redlands.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Sebastian Brown. I am the admissions counselor here at the University of Redlands that works with students from the great state of Minnesota. I too am also an alum, so a true Bulldog for life, and I'm really excited to share a little bit more about everything that Redlands has to offer. So the first thing to know about Redlands is we are located here in Southern California. That's Redlands, not Redwoods or Redding, which is on the other side of the state. So we're right on the outskirts of the LA and Orange County area, meaning that our students have access to both the beach, the mountains, as well as Disneyland and the desert, all within 90 minutes of campus. So if you like to be outdoors and adventurous, There really is no better location to do all 4 of those things even in one day. It also is a unique opportunity for our students to be removed from that LA kind of traffic, certainly as notorious as many of you may know it, but our students still have access for summer jobs, internships, as well as the kind of social life that LA has to offer. It's also not too bad when today for us was kind of a rainy and colder day and was still 60 degrees on campus. So we certainly enjoy our sunshine and our warmth out here in Southern California. So the University of Redlands, we really pride ourselves on educating both the hearts and the minds of our students. So I'll start by talking about the heart and the things that our students get involved in outside of their academic experience. We offer over 120 clubs and organizations, which ranging from Greek life to intramural sports, outdoor programs, as well as our varsity sports. We're also very proud of our multicultural and first generation center. We're about 35% first generation students, so they're first in their families to go to college, as well as about 40% students of color. That is one thing, being an alum and now working at Redlands, that I can say is I've never met a student who's not involved in at least one thing outside of their academic experience. So it's very critical to who our students are and what they're doing in their free time, and really learning some of those important extracurricular skills like leadership outside of their academic experience. Now here at Redlands, we're about 2,500 undergraduate students. We actually guarantee your housing on campus all 4 years. So you will always have a place to live on campus. So, and about 85% of our students will live on campus their entire 4 years here. We also provide academic support for our students, which includes up to 2 hours of tutoring per subject per week that is included in your tuition as a student here. Redlands has 2 main programs. The one that we're very well known for is our community service. We actually do over 120,000 hours of service every single year, despite having only 2,500 students on campus. And the other is our study abroad programs, in which we send over half of our student body overseas at some point during our 4 years. Now, one good thing to know is that your financial aid does follow you overseas, so you still pay your Redlands tuition and room and board, regardless of where you go around the world. We also have a unique calendar system that's a 4-month fall semester, a 4-month spring semester, and then a 1-month optional term that takes place in May. So if you don't take part in what we call May term, you do have a 4-month summer break. School is out at the end of April, and you get May, June, July, and August to leverage for summer jobs or internships. Some students may elect to do their May term abroad. So it's a 4-week study abroad program instead of 4 months. Now, academically speaking, Redlands being a small liberal arts and sciences institution, our student to faculty ratio is 13:1, and our average class size here is 18 students. This is a simple list of all the academic programs that we offer on campus. There are over 40 programs of study. We allow students to come to Redlands completely undecided, and they have until the end of their 2nd year to officially declare their major while still being on track to graduate within their 4 years. Many of our students will double major or major double minor and kind of provide any sort of combination that's interesting to them out of this list. Go back real quick. One that is really interesting, and I saw earlier someone add a question about game design. So we have a program called the Johnston Center for Integrative Studies, in which students create essentially their own major. And we actually have some students right now that are combining creative writing, English, and kind of storytelling with graphic design and studio art, as well as computer science and programming, to kind of build that holistic approach to game design that's not just about the technical, but also about the storytelling. Here at Redlands, we have 2 main deadlines. Those are November 15th and January 15th. The important thing to know is that we are test optional from here on out. So if you're not a senior, we will still be test optional when you decide to apply to Redlands. And we do offer fee waivers upon request. Last thing, especially considering an out-of-state institution, is of course financial aid. Just because a private institution tends to have a higher sticker price doesn't mean that has to be an unaffordable option. Here at Redlands, we offer on average over $46,000 in merit scholarships, as well as other need-based financial aid programs. If you are a Native student, we have a full demonstrated need scholarship that is available to students as part of the Native community, as well as talent scholarships. The last thing, especially pertaining to financial aid, is that we guarantee that you will graduate in 4 years from Redlands. If there's ever a situation in which we don't offer a class that's a graduation requirement, or there's a delay in your 4-year graduation, the University of Redlands will cover the cost of tuition beyond every class that you take after your 4th year. I encourage you to take a picture of this slide. This is a great way to stay in contact with us, and I'll also share my contact information in the chat. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Redlands, and thank you to all of our presenters this evening. We do have some time remaining, and so while we wait to see if any of the attendees have any additional questions for our panelists, if I could ask you to turn on your videos, and we might answer a few questions here ourselves. First question, kind of an open question. So what's one thing you didn't have time to present on that you'd like to share? Maybe it's an event or tradition, a fun fact, or anything else, as I know 6 minutes is not very long. Why don't we start with the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design?
Awesome, thank you. One of my favorite things that MIAD students get to participate in is the creativity series. So MIAD asks one established artist and one established designer to come to campus for an artist residency week to work with students in the classroom to critique with them, and then it culminates in a big lecture for the Milwaukee community. That was my favorite part of being a MIAD student, was our creativity series, because I got to work with like the Gorilla Girls and LaToya Ruby Frazier and Gandalf Gavan, and some really big artist names, which was really cool.
Hey, thank you. Northland?
I guess if there was one thing that I wish I would have maybe struck on a little bit more, is the fact that Northland's got multiple campuses and deliveries. But our biggest selling points are probably our environment, the level of customer service from our staff and our faculty members here. You know, our students really do kind of feel taken care of, and affordability is probably the next best thing. I mean, once you make a decision in terms of where you're going to go to school and what you're going to go to school for, you don't want to have to overspend or pay more than you should have to for your education. So combine affordability and a really positive environment for our students, we feel like we're a really great place for most people to get started.
Great, thank you. St. Norbert?
Yeah, thank you. I would say two quick things is one, being in just outside of a large city like Green Bay, the University of Wisconsin Green Bay is about 20 minutes outside of town and doesn't really utilize the city as much. So we have actually twice as many internships in a 5-mile radius than we have total students on campus in our internship portfolio. So a lot of students start internships as early as they declare their major, which could be freshman year, which is really nice for students that want to hit the ground running. A lot, if not all of them, are actually paid internships too. The other thing too, being in Northeast Wisconsin, if anyone is interested in getting outside, getting on the lakes, we have Door County, which is just about 30-40 minutes north of us, which is in a playground for a lot of people that love to get outdoors, get into kayaks right on the Bay of Green Bay, also just being 10-15 minutes away.
Great, thank you. KU?
Yeah, I'll touch on internships a little bit, just because I know that's such an important factor while being in school. So just our location alone is a really nice perk that we have. Lawrence is located in between Kansas City and Topeka. So Kansas City, obviously huge city, tons of internship opportunities. I know the School of Business in particular does not have class on Fridays specifically so that students can line up internship opportunities for that day. Sports architecture is a huge thing in Kansas City. If you're interested in anything in the judicial system, Topeka is a great place. And KU as a whole just really helps place students in an internship or a job that they're looking for.
Thank you. Redlands?
Yeah, for us, I think it's two quick things. One, Redlands is one of a handful of schools that is a national recognized producer of both the Fulbright Scholarship, which is a very prestigious opportunity from the Department of State, as well as the Peace Corps, and a true testament to the amount of community service that our students do during their 4 years here. The others, we have a tradition called the Ak Tamale. It's kind of like our school chant or fight song. It is completely nonsensical, doesn't really mean much, but it means a lot to our alumni. And one of my favorite memories was actually in the Minnesota airport, wearing my Redlands lanyard, and from across the terminal, I hear a big ock tamale, and I kind of froze in my tracks. And it's like, someone knows our secret language, and ended up having coffee with that alum. We would have never really recognized each other had it not been for that kind of call out. So if you know anyone that went to Redlands, give them a cherry ock tamale, and you'll start to learn what that means to our alumni association.
Still waiting for someone to do their fight song live here, but I haven't had a taker yet. Last question. What is one piece of advice you have for someone going through the college search process, or what is a frequently asked question that you receive from applicants that you'd like to address now? And we'll go back in that same order, starting with Milwaukee.
Awesome. So I would say, if you're interested in like looking into a specialized school specifically, try to see if they have summer programs. A lot of us, especially like I know Maya has a summer program. So it's meant for you to try out the school before you commit. And wouldn't you rather know senior year that like, that was a fun 2 weeks, but no, Maya or school is not for me, versus like, I'm going to apply and then I'm applying to universities and, liberal art colleges, and you really just haven't found your right fit yet. And you're kind of fumbling through this like application process your senior year. Like, save yourself time and energy, do a summer program, scholarships are available, and also get on campus and on tours. Like wherever you go, virtual tours are super cool. But yeah, nothing like seeing the campus, eating some good food, and really figuring out if that community is right for you.
Great, thank you. Northland?
Well, I guess one piece of advice, I've been in the game a little bit as far as admissions goes, would be number one, college has to be a must. It's a must option after high school. Okay, regardless of it's for a 1 year or 2 year diploma, or you're going on to a bachelor's degree or beyond. College really has to be an option once you're done with high school. Okay. And then to kind of piggyback back off of what Sarah said, you got to get out and you got to visit your campuses. And you guys can maybe agree with me if you want, but when you visit with people make the decision to come to your institution based on a feeling they got while they're on campus. Take your visits, listen to your internal compass, and it will point you in the right direction, because you need to be comfortable wherever you decide to attend college. You have to feel that this is where I belong, or this is the right spot for me. And if you don't have that, keep looking. Okay.
Great, thank you. Say Norbert.
Yeah, I'm going to add to that too. I'm a first generation college student. My mom was more excited almost about visiting colleges than I was, which doesn't make a teenage guy all that excited about being in the car with mom that long. But we visited 17 colleges, and it was a lot. But there were a few of them that I knew by, especially the fourth or fifth tour, what was going to be the right fit for me. And luckily the last school was St. Norbert for me. And it was that gut instinct feeling. So not only getting on a college campus and taking the tour, but getting around the city and really seeing what it's going to be like when you get off campus. How safe is it? Are there things to do in walking distance, but also a short drive away? The last thing too is students are so nervous about having to know exactly what their major is going to be. When really take the time, kick the tires, take some good classes, and maybe have a general idea of what you're interested in. I always tell students, instead of having to pick one major, it may be a little more difficult with Kansas because it's such a list, but take a list and start crossing out all the ones you don't want to do. That gets you down to an area that really gives you some good advice towards areas that that you have some real interest in.
Great, thanks. Kansas, would you like to respond to that?
I was totally going to talk about campus visits too, but I feel like we've covered that. So I'll give some words of encouragement for when you guys actually get to whatever college you find is the right one for you. And that is ask for help. Because even if you are a 4.0, 36 ACT, like you nailed it, you're top of your class, college is going to be a transition. And that's okay. That's great. It means you're growing. It means you're being challenged. But don't feel ashamed to say, hey, I actually don't understand this. I think I'm going to look into getting some tutoring. Or you know what? I think I, need my 504 plan transferred over, whatever it may be. Every school has resources. Just ask a teacher, ask a classmate, reach out to us, even if you're already there, come back and ask us questions, because we want you guys to succeed while you're there, and we're here to support you.
Thank you. Redlands?
Yeah, I would absolutely reiterate everything that everyone has said. Personally, remember that the college search process is all about you. You will have influence from parents and siblings and other friends and family, guidance counselors, but really you are the center of that process. I personally applied to 35 different schools, and that is something that I don't wish on anyone. I was very unorganized. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I really wish I had gotten a lot of this information when I was a senior. So really, just kind of like what Eric said, focus on yourself, the things that you know that you really want, because there is that perfect school out there for each and every one of you, regardless of how unique you are. I will also say, if anyone wants to put in the chat or the Q&A, I'd proudly do our fight song and quickly, but only if someone does it on request.
So my request doesn't count.
I mean, I'm glad that it's quick. And it's
Well,
working.
tell you what, that's it for our questions. I will do a wrap up. If one of the attendees wants to make a request for the fight song after my wrap up, we can come back and hear the fight song. Thank you to all of our panelists this evening. And of course, thank you to our attendees. Before we wrap up this session, just a few quick housekeeping items. When you close this window, you will receive a very quick 4-question survey that we ask that you take a minute and complete. There are additional sessions tomorrow evening, so please feel free to sign up for those. And about 1 week from today, a recording of this session will be available on that same registration website. But that is it for us tonight. And I don't see a request for the fight song, so you are off the hook. College students, good luck in your college search and have a great night.